me, I'm going on right now. I come on to talk to you guys. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Mrs. Ellis. Some know me as from the church world. I am a woman of God, a woman of the cloth, a pastor, overseer. This is our homestead channel. So you might see me on one of the other channels somewhere, in the YouTube world. Eventually or one day, because I will be doing something on our church page as well. But I came today to Ellis Farmstead to tell you all thank you. To every last one of you that have subscribed. Yay! 6, 7. Okay, I just been seeing people do that. Hey, gotta be hip, gotta be hip. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Now this might be little to you, but it's not little to me. Okay? We just started going full speed ahead with our channel. Okay? We had the channel up. I can't remember when we started it, but it's been a minute. But we just since we've been here on the property, boom, full speed ahead, because now here we go. We're ready to build the channel up. We're ready to share what we know, share our wisdom, share our knowledge, our understanding, receive, be an encouragement to other people. This is what the channel is all about. Y'all gonna watch us get the land, purchase the land, build the land from zero. And we're gonna build it all the way up. And we're gonna build our promised land. So we are here. When we first started, we didn't have the land yet. As of March 16th, that's when we moved on the land. We got the land. When, babe? When did we sign the 16th? Was it the 16th? March 16th. Boom. We've been here ever since. We packed up. What we did is we let go everything. We walked away from our entire old life. We lived in Gary, Indiana, and this is, hey, story time. God sent us to Gary, Indiana to go and start a church. We went out there. Church didn't do as, good. It didn't. We was paying out of our pocket, trying to pay our home bills and trying to pay the church bills as well, because we didn't have enough members. So we ended up letting the church go because we couldn't afford it. That's just the truth. Did we let go of the ministry, period? No. It's on hold for a second, just temporary for a minute, while we building our life. Your life got to be on track before you can really start the church back up, to open it up. I will be doing, like I said, I'll be teaching and preaching like on another channel. But this one, what we did is we left everything behind. We gave the church back to the people we were dealing with. The home we were living in, we was purchasing it. We was doing owner finance, and we broke the contract. We let it go. We was having issues anyway, because when you're doing an owner finance, you're purchasing it, which means you're not renting. You're purchasing directly from the owner, which means you have a mortgage. You're not renting. You're not a tenant. So shouldn't be no issues, right? Let me see who's on here. It says your name. Please shout out. Hey, I'll shout you out. Your name, 16935. Whoop, whoop. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for stopping in. Thank all of you all that's coming in right now. But back to the story time. We was having issues. The person that was selling us the home, we was clashing. We just was clashing. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Because there was a mix-up with, hey, are you renting? No, we're not renting. This is a mortgage. Our owner finance is a mortgage. So you shouldn't be messing with nobody. If you're doing an owner finance anywhere, the only thing you're supposed to be doing with the owner is giving them that money. You give them that money. You give them that money. You give them that money. You pay it off, and boop, then it's yours. Game over. Boom, that's it. we were there anyway because of the church. So, you know, Gary, Indiana is not somewhere I wanted to personally just live. So I didn't want to stay there, but I stayed still long enough until I got direction, until my husband got direction from, okay, Lord, what do we do next? What is it okay for us to do? You know, in 2018, God told us he go get the land. In 2018. Well, he told me, and I shared it with my husband. I said, baby, I said, God told us to go and get the land. So that was December 2018. 2019, January, we went and bought a new car, and we hit the road. Poof. We out there looking. Kentucky was the first stop. Let me see. What you say? Please shout out. It said, I would totally glaze that donut. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. No disrespect, okay? You disrespect, I will block you real fast. I'm married, and I don't do that. I don't flirt, none of that stuff. If you never met a woman in your life that don't cheat, you just did. How you doing? I'm Lindoria. Mrs. Ellis, nice to meet you. Hello. Hey, Matthew. How you doing? All right, Chip, you're going to get blocked. You're going to get blocked. But anyway, 2019, we got out there. We hit the road. We went to Kentucky first. We saw a lot of bad areas. So if you get out there and you going looking for the land, make sure you got to go out there and look at the places yourself. You know, you have to go and check out everything. When they give you a list, you got to go out there personally and look and see yourself. Okay? You got to check the area out. You have to check out, you know, the restaurants that's in the area. You know, just the amenities, just different, you know, wherever you want to hang out. What do you want to do? The eateries and all of that stuff. You got to check all of that stuff out. Is it dangerous? Yes, it's dangerous. Now, out here where we are, we're in a rural part of Tennessee. And so before we came out here, we did a lot of research, Matthew. They told us it's bears in Tennessee, it's mountain lions in Tennessee, wild pigs, the wild boars. You know, of course, the raccoons, the squirrels. It's poisonous snakes out here. I think 2 different types. I think it's 4. I think it's 4 different types and 2 different types of poisonous spiders. The black widow and the other one, I can't think of it right now. It starts with an R, but I can't think of the name of it. There's like 4 snakes that's poisonous out here. Yeah, that's a lot, but I'm going to tell you something. Since we've been out here, we haven't seen none of that. We actually seen a wolf. They said there's no wolves out here, but we saw a wolf. My children and myself, we was on the highway, and we saw it come on out, and it crossed the back of our car. We slowed down to look to make sure, like, no, it's not a cougar. Not a cougar. What is the name of that other one? What's the name of that other thing that's like a dog that be coming out? Can you remember? Coyote. You know, first was like, is that a coyote? No, the coyote ears are different. And then the wolf, his coat was beautiful. It was gray. You know, he was just beautiful. He was a big, big wolf. But what we think is he belonged to somebody. We believe that was somebody's pet that got loose, because my son saw it again 2 more times sitting on somebody's porch. So we believe that, you know, people do that. People be getting wild animals and they raise them, and sometimes the animals, they'll get away and stuff, you know. So it probably went and took a little walk or something, and we just happened to see it. But don't live too far from us. I mean, a wolf is nothing but a dog. If it want to walk, it can walk wherever it want to go. But it looked like it was staying close to home, you know. Yeah, I think that's cool too. I think so. As long as it stay there where it's at. Because we got chickens, and we have a duck, we have 2 turkeys, and we get more farm animals. So, you know, we don't want no static with no wolves and stuff like that. But we haven't seen any of it. I'm going to tell you what we saw. If you look on my page, all of the insects I see, especially the ones I never seen before, I always take a picture of them and I say, like, what is this? You know, do you recognize it? Do you know what this is? Like yesterday I posted it looked like a parasite to me. And when I did the research, that's what it is. It was a parasite. It's called a horsehair parasite. And because it's so skinny, it looked like a piece of horsehair. But it moves. It's not a horsehair though. It's a parasite that travels inside of bugs. And what it does is once it gets so big and it's ready to come out, it tricks the bug to make the bug think it's thirsty. And it lures the bugs to the water because that's where it needs to be released. And that's where it gets out at. You know, it's smart little parasite, but it's not dangerous to your animals and it's not dangerous to humans. Let me see. Thank you. I thank you for the subscribe. Yeah, chickens. Yeah. So it controls. Yeah, it controlled it. Yep. It controlled it after it was in its body for so long. And then it went, you know, because it was in the water. We have this water catchment, this bag or something. It's like a poly. You know that poly, that very thick plastic. We got it, you know, up on top of this roof thing that catches water for our animals. That's down there. And I was wondering, I'm like, how does it get up here? How would this bug get way up here on top of this in this water? Thanks for the thumbs up, whoever gave me that. I appreciate that. You know, so that's what made me, you know, take a picture of it too and do research like, how does it get up here? I know it looked like a parasite, but how would it get up there? You know? So, long story short, well, not long story short, but getting back to it, we end up finding a few owner finance companies. And some of the companies, they don't go out and check it. What they do is they buy this land and they put it all together on their website, but they don't go out and check it out. One of them that we went and checked out, I kid you not, if we was not paying attention, we would have driven strictly straight into the water. Cause we was talking, we was playing. Oh man, you know, I don't know if y'all ever watch like scary movies. I used to watch a lot of scary movies, and well, I ain't gonna lie, I still fight with it. You know, some things you're not supposed to watch, and that's one of the things that's hard for me to tear away from. To be honest, you know, I'm not gonna be playing around the line and stuff. I still like scary movies, but not this new school stuff. This new, that kind of, I can't watch that kind of stuff. But it's a movie called Wrong Turn. And if you ever seen Wrong Turn, it's like a farm family that's up in there. They just crazy. When we turned up in there, I said, dang, this look crazy. This look like one of them wrong turns that we turned in, right? And, you know, we all just talking and, oh my gosh, yeah, this dude look crazy. It do look like a wrong turn. And we saw this, it was a ramp. The people live way up there at the top of the mountain, but the ramp goes just like this. And it's like, it was steep just like this, y'all. It looks scary as ever. In the winter time, it's like, who drive down? It was like very long, and then water. A very skin, you know, little bitty ledge. I said, you don't even have a room a little bit to just twist a little bit, or you off and you're in the water, you know? So in the wintertime, I can imagine how scary or how icy that is. And while we in there, here comes somebody driving up behind us. You know, it looked like a one-way in, one-way out type thing. And the lady looking at us like, what y'all doing up in here? Because you can tell nobody should be up in here. But we following the GPS. The GPS taking us up in here, right? She goes to it, and she the one that live up that ramp, up that scary-looking ramp, right? While we looking at her, we almost missed it. By the time we turned back forward, we was at the edge of the road, just went strictly to an edge that you couldn't even tell there was water there until you hit the edge. And my husband stopped right in time. Oh my gosh. This was from a company that we were doing. We was going to look at land, owner finance land. So we called the company like, have y'all ever been out here to look at this? Because this take you straight into the water. So, you know, they just told us anything, which a lot of the companies, they're going to tell you just anything. So you got to be careful. You know, you have to get a lawyer if you can. Get a lawyer to help you to check the company out and everything, if you can. We didn't have the money to get a lawyer and all of that. But God blessed us. He blessed us the route we end up taking. That company, we didn't go through it. They did have some other ones that we ended up meeting 3 people at 3 different areas that was doing the owner finance from the company that we were down there looking at land, from, which gave us, okay, I would refer it to somebody else because it's just a hit and miss. It's just the reality of it is some of it is going to be a hit and miss. Um, Long story short, we end up leaving that one. We didn't buy nothing from that place. We end up meeting another man somewhere else down there. He showed us around, we end up looking at 7 acres. And we was about to get the place, but the man that was showing us around, he said, well, you know what? He said, I can't even steer you all wrong. They can't find the title. They can't find the deed. So he said, if I was you, something sounded shady. So we end up not doing it. We left Kentucky, and we still was looking around. So we on Zillow and just looking for owner finance. And we in Gary, Indiana. We in Illinois, and we just looking everywhere. We looking, and right before we end up finding this land, we was what was we looking at? Missouri. And it's funny because, I don't know, I was feeling some funny feelings about Missouri with if they accept our kind of people down there. Because some places you can be very uncomfortable depending on where you move to. That was the most scary part about the whole transition of us finding some land. Just not knowing if you're going into some kind of hick town or. But the names, we found one that had a lot of acres, and we thinking about the family and stuff, and the names, Devil's Well. One of the street that came in to us was KKK Street, and all of them just had all of this negative names, the street names, all around us and coming in to us. So my husband said, no, find something else. Continue to look. We continued to look. We found another company. This company, we went to Michigan. 40 acres. So we thinking, okay, 40 acres, man, we can do a beautiful family compound. We can get 40 acres. We can make sure the entire family, is set. Anybody that want to come, just put them a tiny house on the land. Look out for your whole family. We go out there, 8 hours away, 8-hour drive. We called them and we let them know, okay, we're going to look at one of y'all properties over the weekend. And the reason you want to call and let them know, just in case y'all looking at the property, the police decide to come or something, you can let them know, listen, they know that we own the property. They know because this property is for sale and we down here looking, we looking at the property. So we go down there, 8 hours. The scenery was beautiful. I'm not gonna lie to you all. If y'all like nature, if y'all like mountains, big beautiful trees, oh man, all down in that area was just gorgeous. And here too, in Tennessee and in Kentucky. Kentucky has some beautiful, huge mountains. Beautiful mountains. And we went on down there, and all we saw was addresses. Where, when you do the GPS, it's going to pin you. It's going to ping you. Bing! You have arrived. And where it took us, where it said we have arrived, somebody lived there. So we like, this, okay, hold on, maybe we're in the wrong spot. So we took it and we reset it. Pinged us right back to the same spot. Which, okay, it's still saying it's taking us to somebody's address. No, this is not it. So we rode around. Well, maybe it's just off a little bit, because the GPS can be off a little bit sometimes. We rode around the block, rode around this way, and, went all up and down. It kept pinging us there. Everything in there had life, had somebody living there. So if you choose to do owner finance, you got to be careful when you going to look. So now we're looking at, okay, we done spent all of this money. We rode all the way down here. This is time, we could have been somewhere else or doing something else, right? We left, came back home. I'm glad we did though, because down there we were further north than Gary, Indiana, and it was cold. It was below zero there. When we left Gary, it was like in a 30s, 20, what was it, baby? Do you remember what it was? The 20s?
35.
It was 35. So my husband said it was 35 degrees when we had left Gary. When we got down there to that portion of Michigan, it was below zero. It was cold. And I said, man, it was ice. It was snow on the ground. It wasn't even snow on the ground in Gary. So I'm glad we didn't even go in that direction. So we end up calling the company back, telling them, hey, we went and it took us to a wrong location. It's like crickets. Crickets. No response, no nothing. So, I'm like, okay, well, so now the man finally called us back maybe a day or two later or whatever. And I told him, I said, well, we found another one in Kentucky we want to look at. Can you guys, we're going to make sure. We went on the weekend too when we went to Michigan. So we couldn't call them to get further direction, see if we was at the wrong spot or something, right? The next week I told them, I said, well, we're going to do it during a weekday. We found something, not in Kentucky. We found something in Tennessee. He said, okay, all right, yes. I said, so we're going to call you once we're close to make sure so you can give us the good coordinates to get there, help us to get there. The next morning, when we called, that man did not answer the phone. So we didn't go. We didn't take the ride. I said, no, if he ain't answering the phone, we're not finna go because it was another 7 to 8 hour ride, right? And we just waited. We was like, man, let's see if he even called us back. The man never called back, y'all. He never called back. Horrible customer service. Horrible service. Because what if we would have just went? Again, that would have been another 8 hours, time wasted, money wasted, right? So y'all got to be careful. You got to find a company that is that you trust. Find somebody or go to any of these YouTubers that said that they purchased through Owner Finance and find out the company that they went through. Okay. The benefit of it is this: $1,300 down gets you on the land. The day you sign the papers, boom, the land is yours to go and occupy. All you have to do is pay the land off, and all of it is low. How low? If you rent an apartment, a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom, and that's $1,000, $1,200, $1,500. I've known people to rent houses, rent apartments and stuff for $1,700. Mortgage at $2,000 more. All of that stuff is just it's too much. We didn't want to do that. We didn't want to go that route. Period. At all. You're gonna pay under $500 a month. We pay under $500 a month. Okay, so if you want to get into this kind of stuff, you can email me. I'll give you all of the information. Country Bumpkin HCM@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. I'll talk to you and I'll discuss it with you and I'll tell you how to do this process. After the man never called us, I prayed. I said, Lord, I said, I don't know. We need you to help us, help us to find another company, blah, blah. I prayed, talked to the Lord. The Lord blessed us to find another company. Now, this one is like starting all over because each company, I check them out through the Better Business Bureau, and I go through all of their reviews. Every review, I don't care how many it is, we read every review, every last one of them. And this company, the reviews was good. I was like, okay, this company, all right, it helped you to trust the company. So, but if you can afford a lawyer, get a lawyer to check the company out. So, we're looking at all the reviews. All the reviews was wonderful. Better Business Bureau, boom, A1. What else did we check out? Once we called, the owners was very nice. They come out and walk you through it. Like I said earlier, one of the biggest things you do is when you go and looking by yourself, you really don't even know if you hit the right spot. You don't know if you're at the right location. You don't know if it's the right track or not. So, you end up having to get a surveyor, which could be a little costly depending on where you are. It could cost, about $1,000. maybe a little under, depending on where you at, what state you in. But this company, they come out, they came out, they even met us at the gas station, helped us get to the coordinates, and showed us around. And then they even cleared some of the land. And see, you'll be clearing the land yourself. So this was a blessing because they cleared some of the land. I was like, wow, this is a blessing. We come around, we looked, they showed us a few tracks, right? And they let us choose. You know, of course, you get to choose, like, you know, this one, according to what you want, what you like, and what you can comfortably afford, right? The one we end up choosing was perfect for us. Out of the 8 years we've been looking, from the time God told us to go and get the land, from that entire 8 years, we found one that matched what we were looking to do, right? So, long story short, get with somebody that you know, and there's a lot of YouTubers that have done and that's doing owner finance. Just when you're going through them, jot it down, whatever company they say that they went through, you know, and then you know that they real because you talking to somebody, or you've listened to somebody that has went through the company. Okay, you know, the purpose of this whole video, me coming on today, is I wanted to thank you guys. I want to thank every last one of you. I want to tell you, I'm gonna share my progress with you guys. From the time we started to now, we are at 114 subs, y'all. 114. The first thing you think is like, man, who will follow me when I get on? Thank you for the thumbs up. Somebody gave me, whoop, whoop, thank you. Who's going to follow me? You know? And then it's like, well, what do you mean who's going to follow you? You got a lot of wisdom. You got a lot to teach, or you have a lot to encourage people with, you know? We're going to be building houses out here. We was out today. So if you've been following the page a little bit, you'll see that we've been cutting trees down, right? So those trees we've been cutting down, you got to cut all of the branches off the trees. Then you have to measure them, and then you have to cut them. So our flooring, what we're going to do is we cutting them 8 feet. So we wasn't sure at first if we was going to do 8, 10s, or 12s, right? Because the house is going to end up being, each room is going to end with an even number. But you got to decide, do you want to do 8-foot floors? Do you want to do 10-foot? That means you're going to do an 8-foot board, plus you got to cut another one. What we want to do is less cutting as possible. So we decided to do 8-foot boards. So our frame is what we're cutting the boards now. So today, and what we did is we cut them, but we're not wearing ourselves down. So if you go this journey, what you want to do is just do a little bit at a time. Don't overwork yourself. Go out there, cut the trees down. If it's too hot, go sit down. Go sit down, go sit up under the air. If y'all don't have air yet, go find a cool spot to relax. Because that sun, when I first moved down here, y'all, if you look at some of my videos, I look like I do drugs or something. I don't do drugs. I don't drink, smoke, none of that stuff. My skin, I got so dark. One of my brothers was like, dang, that sun eating you up. Yeah, it made my skin look like two complexions darker. My husband is lighter than me, and he looks 2 complexions darker, you know? My daughter's light skinned. She's very light, and she looked like almost, you know, my regular complexion. You know, my son, that's my chocolate drop. He looked like he strictly came from somewhere from Africa. You know, so no, we got blacker than black since we've been down here, for real. But it's okay because it'll go away in the wintertime. It'll go away. Hello. Hey. So, you know, we have 114 subs so far, which to me, that's big. To somebody else, they're like 114 subs. Wow, that ain't nothing. Hey, it's okay. If you think it ain't nothing, I think it's something. Because that let me know I only need 900 and whatever more subs to get to my 1,000, right? To totally be a content creator, which I'm going to make it. I'm going to do it because I'm going to continue to strive. I'm going to keep on going. Because what I do understand about life is this. Whatever you consistent with it breeds success. Consistency, it breeds success. Whatever you decide you want to do, keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. It's going to grow. It's going to grow. So I just want to encourage somebody. Where am I from? I'm from Illinois. I was born and raised in Chicago. Chicago, Illinois. In the Wild Hundreds. Where are you from? Where are you from? Pagarhati, 1798. Where are you from? So, yeah, I mean, I got so many subscribers that I have to get to. And I'm giving myself to September. By September, I believe I am going to receive 1,000 subscribers at the least. And it's going to happen because I'm going to do my part. I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to get out here. I'm going to put my footage out here. And one of the questions I have is, I want to know, what do you like to watch? When you go to a homesteader's page, what do you like to watch? What is it that, what are you looking for? You know, and then I'm going to tell you what we're going to be doing. What different things we'll be doing videos on and talking about. One, we talked about the land. We will do more videos on the land. New subscriber, thank you. Woo-hoo. Thank you. We're going to be talking about the land. So my husband will be on with me. And if you guys have questions, you can ask questions. We will answer. We're going to be talking about gardening, which if you go into my videos, you'll see a lot of things that we grew last year. We specialize in zucchinis and squash, tomatoes, and cucumber, and eggplant, and okra. What else? What else would be going? Oh, the watermelon. My husband said the watermelon. He loved the watermelon. We do like 4 or 5 different types of watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew. So what we're doing is we're trying to train ourselves to get off all that store-bought stuff and eat what we grow at home because it's safer. It's scary. It's scary buying stuff from the store nowadays. It's very scary because they're poisoning us, y'all. They're putting all kind of stuff in the food that's not supposed to be in the food. They're putting vaccines and vaccinations and, you know, just all of this stuff that we're not even supposed to be having in our foods. You know, look at the chickens. I've seen so many videos to where they have an assembly line and they have chickens and you'll see them injecting something in the chicken and it's blowing up right in front of your face. It's like, what is that? What is that they putting in there? You know, that's something that's not good for us, right? It's not good for us. So that's why we raise our own chickens, which we haven't started cooking our own yet, but we do eat the eggs. The eggs are very fresh. They're very good. We had some this morning. Actually, we had some. What I made for breakfast was some sausage patties. I made some toast, some oatmeal, and some fresh eggs from the chickens back in the back. Yeah, I know, right? So, and everything was just nice and healthy. You know, nice and healthy. I know what I'm feeding my family. I know exactly what we eat, and I know exactly what's in it, you know? It's scary when you don't know what's in the food. So, the pigs, my husband told me don't get no more because thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. Woo-hoo. He told me don't get no more pets yet. So, no more animals because I just got 2 baby turkeys a couple of weeks back. So, I'm listening. Because we got a lot of different projects that we got going on right now. So we focusing on the garden because we only been here since March, April, May, June. This is just June. We only been here 3 months. So about 90 days. So don't move too fast. That's all he's saying. Don't move too fast because it's exciting, y'all. It's like, oh, we got it now. Okay, we got these. So now can we get the rabbits? Because that's what I want to get next, rabbits. And then we had rabbits before in the past, and rabbits are pretty easy to take care of. The chickens hard head. Them some hard head things, boy. Them chickens, boy. They get into any and everything if they can. If you don't build that cage right, they get out, they gonna be all over the place for real. Um, we're gonna be talking about raising animals. Raising the animals. We're gonna be talking about food, preserving them, food preservation. Um, what you can freeze if you want to freeze it, what you can if you want to can it, what you can dehydrate if you want to dehydrate it. What else? If you want to ferment. So we'll be fermenting more things this year. I fermented just a couple of things a few years back. I did some garlic and honey, you know. So we just started some peppers and honey this year, just 2 days ago, y'all. We just did it. And can't wait. I can't wait to taste it, because if you like anything to have like a spicy, sweet taste, oh man, that's going to be very good. I know it's going to be very good. I do a lot of cooking. I'll be doing a lot of cooking shows. Probably be doing a lot of the cooking. Y'all be seeing a lot of cooking. A lot of healthy stuff. Now, I still cook regular food. So y'all might see me do some regular mac and cheese, greens, sweet potatoes, fried chicken, some roast. You might see me do some ribs, you know, some lamb, you name it. You might see me do hamburgers, the regular way, but you also gonna see me majority do healthy. If you've been watching my videos, you know, look at my chin. I lost some weight, y'all. Look at this. When we first moved down here, my face was round. You know, I was close to 300 pounds. I don't know how much I weigh now, but I lost some weight. Look at this. I had a double chin like when I first came down here, and it was like, you couldn't see this V. So my weight is coming down. One is coming down because we're doing a lot. We just constantly, boom. And we in the sun. So the sun just have you constantly sweating. And then we eating different, you know. We're not eating as much. We used to eat junk food. How often, baby? Every day. We would send our son to the gas station, like, go get some chips. My thing was Cheetos. What's them hot things called? Flaming Hots. Cheetos, Flaming Hots, and ranch, some little ranch dip. I used to put them all, mix them. Cheetos, the Flaming Hots, dipping that stuff, pop, a Coke. That stuff is no good for us. I love Coke. I'm not gonna lie, I ain't even gonna tell y'all I'm totally stopped drinking it, but we cut back a whole lot. We had a can of pop, one can of pop this whole month. One can of pop. That's big. That's good for us. We was drinking pop every day or every other day, for real. You know, and my stomach was bloated. All that inflammation is out of my body and stuff. So we will be talking about diet, you know, different diets, how to eat better. I'll be when I had the restaurant down there, I was selling health shots, you know, wheatgrass, kidney stone, you know, different shots for kidney stone, for the males that fight with ED. It's a drink that we were selling to help you with ED. Am I saying it right? Is ED? What else? Blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure, we'll be sharing those drinks, and we still sell this stuff. So if you're one of them people that say, "Oh, I ain't doing all of that. I don't feel like all doing that. I don't feel like going to the store. I don't feel like doing all of that." All you got to do is just let me know. Let me know when we drop you some in the mail. You know, we drop you something in the mail. So all of that kind of stuff. We'll be talking about health and wellness. You might see us doing exercise in the woods out here. You might see me working out with my husband one day, with my son one day. Because my son, with him being a little younger, you know, he keep me, I'm in my 50s. So hubby and I, we do just regular exercises. But my son keep me keep my boxing skills up, and keep me keep me fast, you know. Keep me on my toes. Help me keep that youthful part, right? You might see me working out with my grandson because I'm training him too right now. He's 3, and I just started training him yesterday on boxing. The boxing part comes from my father. My father used to be a boxer, and that's what he had us doing all our life. So that's what we still whatever you train your kids, you teach your children when they turn into adults, it's still there. It don't go away. And the older you get, when you get in your 50s, I promise you, everything you're doing wrong in your body, if anybody is watching my videos, if you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, change your eating habits now if you eat wrong. Change them now. If you're 50s, 60s, 70s, and up, and you still eat wrong, it ain't too late. Change it. Change eating wrong. So your body can feel better. All that pain in your knees, the pain in your joints and stuff, that's inflammation. That's inflammation, I promise you. Most of the time. Okay? Most of the time. So we'll be talking about business because I've had multiple businesses through life, And business, when you work for yourself, it's nothing like working for yourself. It's nothing like knowing you got money coming in every day. Every day. When you work for yourself, you don't even get tired. You don't even wake up like, I don't feel like going to work today. Oh, you go to work. My daughter, the one that came up here with me, Diamond, every day she go to work and she called me on her first break. I said, hey baby, how you doing? How your day going? She said, Mom, I'm just ready to go home. Every day, every single day, I'm ready to go home. And I told her she was doing TikTok for a while. She had got it to where she was getting, she was making like between, I think, $500 and $700 a month. If she would have just kept going, ain't no telling how much money she'd be making now. I told her, I said, start your TikTok back up. Because she was on there, the things, the topics she was talking about and stuff, it was drawing people, and they loved her. They loved her. And I know if she go back on there, she can build it right back up, and just work for herself and be a content creator, just like what I'm doing, There's no reason for you to be on this phone every day and you ain't making no money, If you're on that phone, you should be making some money, right? We'll be talking about building. You guys will see us build from scratch our house. You guys, I've been showing it. If you go into my videos, you'll see us cutting down trees, opening up that land. The first part, we opened it up 40 feet wide by 20 feet. 40 feet long, the length, by 40 feet with width. Okay? And then we added on another part that I think it was a 20 by 20, which that's where our bedroom is going to be. And then we building a beach that we're going to connect to our bedroom. So in the wintertime, we'll be able to go from our bedroom, open the door, go outside, and step right into some sand, which I love stepping in the sand, but I don't like going to the wild beach. I'm scared of wild water, so that's why we're making a beach at home. That I'll be able to step in there, then we go into the pool. We're going to have our little, a little massage area where hubby and I, we massage each other and pamper each other right there. And we'll show you guys bits and pieces of, what's decent, how we pamper each other, We'll be doing each other's feet, massaging each other's body, praying over each other's body. And, after all of the days of the hard work and working out and everything we doing, you gotta have time where you take care of each other, when you're married. You got to. So we'll be doing that. You'll be seeing me doing DIYs. I make things, y'all. One day I might make some lamps. Next day I might be making some pillows. Next day I might be pressing some t-shirts, I'm constantly doing this, using these. These are a blessing. Your hands are a blessing. God gave us our hands. I'm going to tell you something. If you are struggling financially, the answer to your finances is inside of your house. It's inside of your house. And not only is it inside of your house, it's inside of you. Search within yourself and see what can you do? What do you know and what can you do? That's where your money is. What are you passionate about? Whatever you're passionate about, that's where you're going to make money at. You got your own corn, tomatoes, and potatoes in. I didn't put my corn in yet. I put some tomatoes in and I put potatoes in. I didn't put the corn in yet. But I'll tell you what I did yesterday, Trapper John. I had you know how you have, I got some corn that I had got from this pantry, right? And I had it too long, one of them too long, and they started growing inside of there. I noticed it yesterday. So that one I just took yesterday and I just buried that. So I don't know how many gonna grow from